Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. I mean, JASMY is alive and it's actually kicking. So what we saw earlier today is that the price was breaking above the main resistance level here between 1.5 cents and 1.7 cents. We are trading slightly below 1.7 cents right at this point, but at least I think that there is a new wave of hope with the daily candle, at least breaking above that resistance right there. Now, the daily candle has not closed yet, and I think that it's going to be very important for us to see a few daily candles above this resistance level here. At least 1.7 cents is really going to be something that is indicating that probably this whole downtrend that we have seen with JASMY is over. And I think that we really have to appreciate this because it's something that has just been so technical. The bottom here has just been a back test of this double bottom that we had seen back in 2022 and 2023. So that's something that is amazing, obviously, but we want to see what the indicators are looking like, and is this going to be a sustained rally? Because really, those things can also just turn out to be fake outs and stuff like that. Yesterday, I think I was making a video, this one right here, and I was comparing JASMY, saying that can JASMY pump the same way that XCN Onyx coin has actually done, and we were comparing those structures right there. You can see JASMY on the left hand side as well as XCN on the right hand side here. We are seeing that JASMY is still very much following in what Onyx coin has done. But yeah, even with Onyx coin, we saw that it has at least been able to reach its second Fibonacci retracement level, the 50% retracement level. Then coming down here for JASMY, that would actually look like something like here. Maybe we are seeing the price rise all the way to something like 3.4 cents thereabout before you can find some major resistance and stuff like that. So it's gonna be an exciting time, and it's gonna be something that we're gonna be monitoring very much closely, because once again, we don't have to forget that the situation that has led JASMY into this is the macro, right? So once the macro is not yet fixed, we are not out of the woods. That's something that we don't have to forget. Yes, we can be excited about short-term price action, but maybe, just maybe, it's also a chance for some people to, number one, cut losses, and maybe for some people also just to probably exit the chart totally in profit still. And maybe there's also a third group of people which are like, you know what, this thing can actually go ahead and reach a new all-time high. For me personally, I'm not going to be deploying more capital here for JASMY, because I think that I will be just too overexposed, especially in current market conditions that we are in. I was able to buy JASMY back in 2023 and get it like a very cheap price. So even when the chart has been down, I was still in a profit. So for now, I'm just doing short-term trades and stuff like that. The spot position, I'm still trying to make a decision as to what the whole thing is going to be looking like. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about the price action that we are seeing and try to see if this is something that can be sustainable. But before we do that, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video by delicately tapping the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, and people looking for JASMY content will now be able to find this video much more easily. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, because I do TA on JASMY and a number of other different altcoins on a regular basis. Without me further running my mouth too much, let me just go ahead and show you that I think that, of course, the main indicators that we have been looking at for JASMY for the longest of time, number one has been the 50 daily moving average, and it's very clear, right? Now, I think about it like this: whenever you're above the 50 daily moving average, the chart really just does well. Take a look at this example here. You're pumping 120% basically above the 50 daily moving average. Then you also see back here, this was around February 2024, you also see a massive rally of right around 278%. Again, after breaking the 50 daily moving average. Then you also see this rally here, not as big obviously, but again it's a 130%. That is also above the 50 daily moving average, so that's pretty cool. The one that we also had in November or December last year was also something like a 197% pump, like 200% basically. Once again, that rally was off of the 50 daily moving average. So it's a very, very important thing here. Now, the good news for JASMY is that, yes, we have broken that 50 daily moving average right there. So the most important thing to do here is to have a few daily candles above that 50 daily moving average. And if it's even possible, right, that in the coming few days, we see this moving average here, the line that you're seeing in blue, maybe it goes on to do something like this here, right? Starts pushing towards the upside. At the same time, maybe we can change the color of that to blue so that they match, right? So it does something like this, and at the same time we are also seeing the price action start to do something like a bit of a pullback into that 50 daily moving average. This will be like the perfect case scenario. So that would mean that the price will just be back testing that 50 daily moving average, and at the same time also back testing like a very key support level here that we had obviously broken down from. So that would be a perfect scenario. In this situation, really, I'm gonna blindly be putting any amount of money that I have here on the JASMY chart, because by then things are gonna be so much clear, because it has been like that in the past. So I'll be waiting to see if we can see a scenario like this for JASMY, but this would be like the perfect case scenario for me, at least. Just a small back test here of this support level. In the meantime, back testing the 50 daily moving average, it's a perfect thing. I'm gonna be jumping into that thing, and yeah, we're gonna be looking to go higher. For now, I actually think that the rally here for JASMY is gonna continue for quite some time, in my humble opinion. The reason is I'm looking at the chart and saying that, look, okay, yes, we have gotten to a resistance, but that is just only technically speaking, right? This is previous support now turned into resistance, but every other indicator is indicating that there is no suggestion, at least, to say that there's going to be a rejection by the, except for the price action. So if we look down under the hood on the RSI, the RSI is not reporting any warning sign here. At least, we haven't crossed the 70 mark. So, after we have crossed maybe the 70 mark, this is an area in which we can be saying, okay, maybe a rejection can come in. But once the chart is still like this, it's looking like it's still building momentum, right? However, if it gets to like the 70 and gets a massive rejection, that is actually showing weakness, and that is going to be a telltale sign to say that this thing is not very strong as we anticipated, and we're going to get a massive rejection back towards the downside once again. But for now, I think we are really way far from that. So RSI, which is a very basic indicator but a very good one at sometimes, it's looking like there is not much of a warning right there. Then we are also taking a look at the EMA rebounds, and these ones, just like the 50 daily moving average, have always indicated like momentum shift here for the JASMY price. So again, if we go back to those instances I was showing you that the price has risen like this much of percentages and stuff like that, that was very much in line with the 50 daily moving average. Take a look at this one too. This was the same numbers I was showing you. So if you're breaking above that EMA rebound, it's good. It's really positive here for JASMY. So these are some of the situations that you have seen something like that happening right there. Then of course, right as we are speaking today, we are above those EMA rebounds. So again, indicating a positive picture here for JASMY. However, we need to see a few daily candles above that level so that we can have maximum confidence on how this chart is going to be playing out. So the three indicators that we have taken a look at, they are not giving any warning JASMY, except the fact that we are now hitting on what is looking like a resistance level after holding this as a previous support. Yeah, this is the only thing that is flashing a warning sign here for JASMY, but every other indicator is still looking very much okay. Now, with this information in mind, I'm just going to be saying that, more likely than not, we're not going to be getting rejected here. And for this reason, I'm not going to be opening any short position on JASMY, and I'm also not going to be opening a long position yet, until and unless I have got much more confidence with the other indicators like the 50 daily moving averages, or is the EMA rebounds and stuff like that, and also trying to understand what is going to be happening with the macro. Then we also have got like some Binance shenanigans here. Again, they are putting JASMY for a vote to delist, and they did it once again. They put JASMY as the second one. So whenever somebody's going to be voting for any token to delist, they're going to see JASMY and Zcash on top. We really don't know what is going to be happening with this, but it appears like they just out for market manipulation and stuff like that. We'll see. If they eventually delist JASMY, I think it's going to be bad short term. But overall, I think the JASMY community has been prepared for quite some time to say that, if they delete JASMY, I'm just going to be moving it from this exchange to another. So we still have Coinbase, and I think that's good. But I think I'm worried a little bit immediate short term, because if we take a look at the volumes here and where most of volume is coming in from, Binance is still contributing a lot. Look, today they are contributing up to 15% of the volume traded on JASMY. And then we also see Binance, Coinbase is trading about 14% and stuff like that. So Gate.io is trading 15%. I want to see this number decrease a lot, maybe to like 7% or something like that, 3%, 5%, whatever the case may be, because in that situation, you've got a minimum effect when the JASMY price gets delisted. But if it is to get delisted, I want to believe that we're going to have to see it on the chart before the actual announcement comes in. So yeah, we'll be monitoring that also very much closely. That's why I at this point, I just want to be coming and say, yeah, this is it, and we're out of the woods yet. So let's take the situation step by step and see what happens right there. But the good thing is that, yes, we're trading above the resistance, and most of our indicators, actually all of our indicators, are not showing that there's going to be a warning sign around this level yet. So JASMY can still push up, and I'm gonna be looking for entries in terms of like trades. Now, if you're interested in those short-term trades alerts, I think you should feel free to join the Discord group. I'm sharing those trades every now and then. Yesterday we opened this XCN trade, which was up 71%, then S&T 245%. I think we have got a Tron trade open right now, and then we also have got a TEL coin trade which is open too. So if you're interested in those ones, feel free to go ahead and check the link that is in the description. You're gonna just go ahead and be able to join our Discord group via Patreon, and we can trade together. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you could, please dedicatedly tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and I'll see you on the next one. Take good care of yourselves. Bye bye.